Welcome back to another broadcast from San Francisco. We cover Netrunner in the Bay Area, and I have another game here. So this is Waylon on the right, GRNDL versus Reina on the left. And we have Chris on the left side of the screen, who helps to co-run the website, and Calvin on the right, who plays a lot of Netrunner. Both these players play a lot of Netrunner. And so GRNDL starts off with a bad pub. They also start off with 10 money. So we got to install. I should mention that in this game, GRNDL took a mulligan, which seems to have worked out, because that is the dream opening for GRNDL right there. And Reina did not take a mulligan. So I just skipped some of that stuff because the mulligan took, like another 4 minutes of shuffling and deciding. Alright, so we got some taxation right off the start. That is Xanadu. And we got some econ coming in. So you could already see that Chris here is trying to make excellent use of Reina's ability. We got some more money, and we got some more bad pub. That's the score of a hostile takeover. 1/7 of the way to victory as well. So we see a knight in hand. Building up a little more econ. Looks like a parasite, 2 parasites, a levy. I think that's a corroder in the middle there. Gets a bishop. That's, I'm sure, exactly what he wants to see. So this deck here is a heavy taxation deck. He just top decks some more bad pub and money. So yeah, it's heavy taxation, which is good. He needs to start taxing the corp. So you can put that bishop down and maybe take. I think maybe the play eventually gets another bishop is to.
Third click.
Yeah, I think the play eventually is to like get the knight down, get the bishop down, and then run somewhere. So he'll be safe with the knight on the ice. He could tax it. In this case, it looks like it'd be +4 to res, unless he has other tricks coming up. So that'll help slow down the Waylon econ, but it does take a little while to set all that up. Without deep red, those cases are just slow. So it looks like there's witness tampering there. Yeah, and he does play it out, so he cleans up some of that bad pub.
Hey, what's that all about? It's a new thing I'm trying.
So that right there undoes both the hostile takeover, bad pub.
Interesting theory. First click, let's take some money out.
So it's a little bit slow, but
second click.
Just accruing a ton of bad pub early is not a good practice because they're just gonna get a bunch of free runs. So he's jumping in. Fortunately, he can't bishop on that server. There's only one ice. And he sees a hedge fund, which Waylon is going to enjoy.
Let's put that over here.
So he's just moving the knight because he figures that Calvin here might be okay with overriding that quandary to get rid of the knight. So he's hoping that the HQ ice is something that Calvin does not want to overwrite. Which that's a weird position to get in, because with knight you often want to put it on something you know is expensive and rezzed, so that they don't.
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay.
It's just, I guess there was one credit that was missing from the Xanadu. Yeah, so you usually want to put knight on something where, something like an archer, for example, is like the ideal target, because they're just not going to want to overwrite the knight to get rid of, or overwrite the archer to get rid of the knight. Something like I don't know, like a bastion would also be a good target, probably better than archer, because archer's still super expensive to get through with knight. And got a hedge fund, just make back some of that money that just got taxed away. You see a pawn in hand as well. So he has some parasites. Parasiting that quandary might be a decent thing to do, especially if we don't see more ice added to that server in this turn, which I don't think we will, because he doesn't have ice. He has geothermal, he has false lead, and scorched earth. I believe that's the... Stop moving the cards, Calvin. I believe that's the alt art. He scorched earth.
Okay.
Which is a nice card.
First click Reina HQ.
Alright, more taxation. That's a 5 cost wall of static. And Chris pays 1 because of the bad pub. And does score an agenda. So that...
Click, let's go see what the other card is. Sure.
So he's going to see the scorched earth here. So Calvin made the right decision here installing the geothermal.
Third click. Fourth click will run there. And you spent 5 on that, right? Yeah. This one.
Now this is just +1 for this ice.
I see.
And
Alright.
he does have enough to get through if he lets one of the subroutines hit.
6 to get through. So a bad pub +5, and you get the 2 money.
And so yeah, he's letting Calvin take the 2 money, and he's getting the geothermal. So, oh wait, we forgot to throw away one of the agendas. Hopefully they, yeah, the archer should eat one of those hostile takeovers. He drew, I think, another witness tampering, which he needs one more bad pub to really make that worthwhile. Okay, and he gets the quandary. I think that was another quandary above the archer there, which is a solid way to go.
First click.
Especially when all you're seeing are knights. Just more ice is better. More end the run ice. There we go.
Second click. Draw a card. Third click.
I think that was another case that he just drew. Is that another knight, maybe? Yeah, I think it was a knight.
Sure. It's on the archer.
So now we got a parasite and a knight on the archer. We can't even see the archer anymore. That's how bogged down in programs it is. Okay, he draws up, draws a Grim, I believe.
No, I didn't pay the money.
Looks like he might have a Bastion. These players that move their cards around too much in their hands drive me crazy when you're trying to commentate. I need those side cameras so we get a view of their hands at all times. Maybe when my videos start getting about 1 million views and I could get some advertising money, I'll invest in that stuff. So tell your friends about the videos so we could get the side cameras.
You're smarter than the average bear.
So I think that was probably I think it was a Bastion over the Quandary. More defense. And Reina is out of money, so he has the 1 Scorched Earth in hand. He needs a tag somehow, so he needs to get the Sea Source. What he probably really needs to do soon is get an Atlas scored with at least 1 counter on it. So we see the pawn down on the table. Katie Jones build up some more money. Grim, I don't know if it's really worth it in this case. There's just so many programs, so many, like he has 3 knights, he has 3 bishops, he has like 3 of everything probably. So Resin Grim just to take out a knight doesn't seem fantastic. But I think the problem Chris is in right now is that he has to kind of sit back and wait until that archer starts getting punched away by the parasite. So I mean, he has another knight, so then he could start pressuring a central with that. But meanwhile, we do have some remote pressure happening. And this is almost, I mean, we see the Scorched Earth. I don't think Chris has seen that yet, but yeah, it's Wayland, so you have to assume. So hopefully Chris can get a Plascrete down pretty soon, as he seems to be in a sort of money pattern where he builds up a lot of money, spends a lot of money, going down to 0, and then needs to build it up again. So with that sort of pattern, you really want to see a Plascrete against Wayland.
Third click, put the rook here.
Here is some more taxation, though.
See what's there.
So with the bad pub, he does have enough to get through that archer again. And now we're just if
The second one will cost 3 extra.
if Calvin can res one and the run in front here, then he could keep him out. If he wants to keep him out. There's the archer hiding under there.
Stall and take 10.
No res. Okay. Continue. Yep.
So he's not resing the first. He is not resing the second. And now this has to get Chris thinking, because I think Chris really wanted to mostly tax him here. He was just kind of feeling it out. So he's deciding if he wants to continue. So he could make it through the archer. He's deciding to jack out. Because it would cost him all his money, and then could potentially be running into something like a snare. And then he'd have no way to clear the tag before the end of his turn. So that is definitely the safe move there. You do not want to run into a snare against Waylon unprepared. So let's see if it was the right decision. I didn't actually see what was... Yeah, it looks like it was the right decision. One way or another...
Interesting.
One way or another, that is not an agenda he wanted to score right now. I guess that's all we could really say.
Actually, should I have one more? Did we put one on it last turn?
Was that turn that I did it?
They're trying to figure out if the
Yeah,
parasite
it
should have
was.
one more.
Seems so long ago. It's all a blur. All right.
I'm not sure either.
First click.
Tell me about it.
First click, move this here. Second click. Parasite the quandary.
Okay, so Quandary is done.
Third click, run there.
Okay. No res.
Okay.
And he sees a Grim.
And fourth click, put money on Katie.
Probably not too worried about that, especially Knight counters Grim pretty well. And once you res it, you can get through Grim for free after that run, because he'd have 2 bad pubs. Unless some witness tampering happens. So in hand, I am not sure. A lot of cards. I'm sure GRNDL here does not have quite as much money as he wishes he had. Ooh, that looks like that is the sea source.
So you actually can
Oh, and we only have 3 cards in hand. He probably has enough.
raise it 3.
He needs to raise it to 5 strength.
It's kind of like 2 here.
Yeah. No, I
So
think you
3
have
more,
enough.
and then he has enough for his Scorch, I believe.
I know you have the scorched in there. Yeah. Yeah,
But-
one.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I think that was a 5 under that one. So it looked like 2 money there, but I think he had 6. So yeah, he had enough to do it. And we did have that run on R&D last turn. So yeah, it didn't look like... Oh wow, that was a government contracts down there. That was a great bluff then. That would have... Yeah, he kept them out of that government contracts just by bluffing a snare. I probably would have had to jack out too. That was a crazy suspicious server.
Yeah, right.
So that was a pretty classic Waylon Scorch there, with some heavy Reina taxation before, and the numbers just weren't quite right. I think that if Waylon didn't get out ahead so quickly at the start, and the taxation came online a little bit sooner, those two things kind of converged, then I think that would have gone a lot better for Reina there. So that is the game. Thanks for watching, and we will have more up on the channel soon.
this is